Hello YouTube, it is Chris here, and in today's episode we get a boatload of survival boxes to get through, so stick with me. Welcome back everybody, and thank you for sticking with me. Like I said, today we have a lot of survival boxes to get through. If you're joining us for the first time, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new episodes or our daily giveaways. Additionally, make sure you hit that notification button so you don't miss anything. Also, we have a new round of our Amazon gift card giveaways, and to enter, you need to be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. We also pick winners in the very next episode, so if you enter on this particular giveaway, you'll find out who the winner is on the very next episode. The reason we have so many to get through without wasting too much time is the fact, well, Survival Boxes thought I was dropping survival subscriptions altogether due to a post we made on Facebook last month with YouTube demonetizing things. So there was a bit of confusion, so they kind of sent us like 6 boxes all at once to try to make up for it. So what we're going to be jamming out through right now is December, and this is the gear only box. And if you haven't heard of Survival Boxes, they are a multi-platform subscription service, which means they have a subscription service tailored to your specific needs. If you're a gear junkie, they've got the gear only box. If you are into more of food provisions and getting yourself ready for the apocalypse, they've got the Bravo box. And let's say provisions are a little bit of your thing, but you do like some gear for a pretty low price. They also have the Alpha box, which gives you a little bit of gear and food provisions. One of my absolute favorite things about survival boxes overall are their survival knowledge cards. We've collected every single month so far, and right now I've got 23 front and back sided reference cards of really cool survival tips, tricks, and information that I can use to help teach my kids some more great skills for the outdoors. So this month's theme is cold weather survival gear, which is pretty freaking neat. It gives you a lot of different helpful tips and products to help you survive when the weather starts going down. So the first one is by Survive Outdoors Longer, which is called the Phoenix. We've already torn into it, of course. It wouldn't be us if we didn't. The only thing we haven't jammed out is the flashlight yet and the quick tinder tabs. We checked this out, and Solar are one of those companies that, I mean, it's either a freaking home run for the money or it's kind of eh. And this one, despite the promises of the ideas and the concepts, it's kind of eh. It has a ferro rod, which is kind of lackluster. It doesn't have a lot of scrapings on it, but the joint is held on by plastic, which doesn't give me a lot of security for the longevity of this thing. The flashlight, obviously, we can't test that yet. We haven't drilled into it. The whistle is pretty lackluster because you're kind of having to put your mouth on a flat surface, so you can't really get that really good seal that you would get from another detached whistle. It does have a pocket clip that's deep carry, which is really nice for keeping this on you. Then they have this knife right here that pulls out, which also gives a lot of promises to be a useful, handy little multi-tool knife and everything, but those are really small freaking hex wrenches. I think they were kind of just slapped on there. And respectfully, this knife really isn't that sharp. Next up, these things are freaking popular. These are fire discs, also known as fire pucks. You can pretty much find them anywhere, but they're basically waterproof, all natural, kind of a waxy resin tinder that you can light this whole thing up and kind of use it for cooking an entire meal, or you can break off little pieces of it and use it for multiple fire starting. So you can just kind of just take this whole thing if you want to, and that is your fire starting tinder. Next is the survival candle. This thing is freaking awesome. It's designed to last for 36 hours because of the type of wax it uses. You have 3 total wicks to make sure you can get a fire starter that's nice and warm, considering it is only a candle. And they actually give you an entire book of matches, which is kind of nice to make sure you have a chance to light this if you have nothing else on you. And it comes in a really nice carry tin, so you don't have to worry about getting wax and everything on your stuff when you've got it in your pack. Next up are these Usio stormproof matches, but these are like different. These are like compact little versions. I'm used to seeing the normal size and the Titans, which are the extra large versions. And I was kind of skeptical on how well these are going to work, and they do a really, really good job. I was able to dunk these about 4 or 5 times in the water with no freaking issues, and they light up like a Christmas tree. But I'm not a very big advocate of matches, but these matches I like. As I stated earlier, Soul or Survive Outdoors Longer are one of those companies that have home runs for me, or they go, eh, they kind of just fall short. And this is one of the home runs for one big reason. Survival blankets are freaking amazing, but this has a new rapid deployment system, so you're not sitting there fumbling with it for for 20 minutes while you're about to kill yourself because you got into hypothermic conditions. Next up is this universal hand crank dynamo AM/FM and weather radio. And I was kind of
for crying on their deathbed because they had the flu, they really are sicker than you.
Preps, and though I want something a little more substantial to this is actually a pretty cool start. We did check it, and most of the FM frequencies do work pretty well. You may want to work on a mod to possibly strengthen the receiver and the antenna yourself manually, but considering this came in a huge box, it's only like 89 bucks, I can't really complain. I'm not one to clown too much on items that I get in the mail or get from companies, but this is one I do need to talk about. I know Survival Boxes didn't make this, but what the hell? So this is a 6-in-1 survival tool by StanSport. I'm not sure where the company comes from. It might be like an Academy or a REI brand of some type. I don't know. If you know, let me know. But they have this concept where you've got the handle and you have a saw, a shovel, and an axe, more or less, for that system. And, well, one of the biggest problems I have right off the bat is the handle. It's made of very hollow steel. I'm assuming, dear God, I hope it's steel. And they've got the saw, which looks like it could cut something, but that is the mechanism that actually is designed to hold the shovel and the axe. But the integrity of your system is built on this really thin metal. And as far as actually doing anything survival related, like building a shelter, which is kind of designed of what I imagine people would try to use this for, I feel like I would kill this freaking tool and be completely out in the cold and screwed before I got even halfway through. And last but not least is this wool blend camping blanket. And I actually like wool blends because they're a little more comfortable, but because they are not all wool or something like all cotton, they have an ability to wick away actually a lot of ground wetness and moisture, whether if you're in subpar conditions, which is really important. But blankets like this, you could actually use it as a ground cover to lay on top of if you don't actually have a plastic sheet or a mat. But the beautiful thing is about these is their heat retention are amazing. I don't know if anybody's wrapped up in a wool blanket, but as soon as you wrap up into those, if you're not hypothermic, you will warm up like a Christmas tree, even in some of the coldest weather. Next up is brand new for my channel. This is the Bravo box for December. It is completely all provisions, and that's amazing. It's basically a survival food drop every single month. So you actually get 6 huge packets of food, and how that is actually separated from places like Walmart, because in Walmart you can buy this for like $5 a pop, so people may pop off and flip out right away. However, here's the difference. I do a lot of shopping at Walmart from my survival Walmart videos. I know you know this. You don't get humongous 3-serving portions for $5 at Walmart. These will run you like $10 because they are like triple the size. So for $39.99, I'm getting 6 huge packets with 2, 2.5, and 3 servings of long-term freeze-dried food from places like Patriot Pantry, which I haven't tried. Well, I'm definitely going to have to do a review separately on these guys. But it looks like we've got some oatmeal, we have some other scrambled eggs and peppers, and it looks like we have home-style potato soup, which last time I had some potato soup, it was really good. Then moving on, looks like we have some pasta Alfredo, some pasta Primavera, and then to kind of touch it all off, to really round this thing out, they've got some 5-year-long shelf life emergency food rations, which is pretty freaking awesome. You get 2,400 calories right here. It's a nice little brick you can slip into your backpack and just eat it and go. No mess, no ovens, no cooking, no boiling, no nothing. And then for those who are the homesteader types who want to make sure that they've got things ready to go or even have them as trade items, they have these heirloom non-GMO seeds that will basically store indefinitely, so you can start really filling up your food bank. Now, if the provision supply drop is overkill for you, which I don't know why it would be, like literally that is my new favorite survival box. Like I said, that is now one of my favorite boxes. But for those who want a good balance of gear and provisions, they've got the Alpha box, which is probably one of their best values for the amount you pay, for the amount you get. Right here, just off of cruising on Amazon, we're looking at about an $80 value for a $40 box. That's awesome. We have the gear only box. We've got the Dynamo radio, which does work. It has all the frequencies. It's not as high end as some of the other radios you can get, but it's pretty nice. For a $40 box, you actually even get that. Then we have the Mayday emergency food rations, which is freaking great. We have some more non-GMO seeds. The reason I like these, like I said, super long-term storage. Then we've got our 25-year shelf life Mountain House meals. We've got pasta primavera. We've got scrambled eggs. Then to top it off, we've got 4 packets of Mainstays water. These will last about 5 years. These are awesome to make sure you have an emergency water supply no matter what, and they're great to stick in packs, pockets, cargo pockets, wherever. These will slip pretty much anywhere, even in the Nalgene canteens. Then we've got the Yuko Stormproof matches. Like I said, I love these things. I'm really excited they have these little nano versions. They're freaking awesome. Then we have the emergency blanket by Sol with the rapid deployment folding system. These are amazing. Like I said, emergency blankets will save your life. And last but not least, we have a fire disc, which is freaking absolutely outstanding. Next, we take a major flashback back to November. This is the gear only box, and this month, for last month, they hooked it up. The winner of yesterday's Amazon gift card giveaway is Zach N. Congratulations, Zach N. You are the winner of the Amazon gift card giveaway. So make sure you contact us on the back end of our channel so we can get your contact details. This last month's theme was survival fishing, and I was super excited when I finally got this box in the mail this morning. I was like literally like a little kid because I've been trying to amp up that side of my kit. A lot of you guys know I live in an apartment. I just did an apartment prepping video. So I don't have a lot of cool fishing gear that I can stuff away into packs and different kits. And this gives me a lot of cool options. Not to mention, it also gives me an opportunity to set up a fishing rig for my kids to teach them some really valuable lessons and tricks for fishing as they're growing up. Now, this is a telescoping fishing rod. I like them for their convenience and the fact they're lightweight and you can stick them into a pack. But these are like lake fishing poles. These aren't anything that you're actually gonna try to catch anything mega serious. If you're trying to go for fish that are like 10 to 15 pounds, forget about it because you could eventually snap this rod because it's telescoping. There's a lot of segments and it's not one continuous fiberglass pole. And if you want to take your fishing seriously with all of the awesome stuff they give you, I definitely suggest you invest in an actual pole. Moving on, we've got this M48 pack, which is freaking awesome. You could put a bunch of different stuff in here, but it's got a lot of handy options. It looks like it's MOLLE compatible. So you can stick this onto a bigger pack and just stuff a bunch of fishing gear in here. I like the fact they were pretty thoughtful about that. As we move on, we've got the U-Dig-It Pro shovel. I love this shovel because it's a literally pocket trowel shovel. It's something you use for a garden, but you could use it to do a couple other things, you know, adult business, so to speak. But in the world of fishing, you can use this to actually go and hunt for worms if you're looking for natural bait in your area. Next up, we have a Rapala knife. Now, this is obviously not the most high quality Rapala knife, but plenty of people go to Bass Pro Shop, Academy Sports, Walmart to go pick up Rapalas for fillet knives. This will do the trick. It looks like a sharpening kit. It has a sheath to go with it, so this is really nice. I'm surprised and shocked for the fact that this box is only 80 bucks that we're getting multiple knives for utility purposes in this kit. Next, we have wide assortment of baits for bass fishing, which is freaking awesome. We got some big hooks, a bunch of different cool items in here. From all the lizards, the worms, the beads, the swivels, the hooks. I mean, this thing is pretty freaking lit. If that wasn't enough for you, we've got some basic bobbers. We have some monofilament line, which is a 12-pound test line at 100 yards. We've got some hook varieties, so we have different varieties of hooks. I don't think, no, these are just basic. These are not actual bait holders. We've got 2 yo-yo fishing reels. These are awesome for passive fishing. Then we've got some split shot weights. Split shot weights are basically the best because you get to reuse them. For anybody who doesn't know anything about fishing, these split shot weights are the best because you can actually reuse these. Next, we've got some more worms and some hooks for bait, which is kind of nice. These are for basically crappie fishing. Then we got the Live and Learn fishing kit. Perfect for the newbies or the kids. I suggest you kind of hook them up with some real stuff, but I mean, maybe if you want to gift this to somebody because it is around the holidays, this is a really cool idea. We have another yo-yo fishing reel. We actually have the fishing reel, and I have no experience with South Bend. I usually go and pick my stuff up at Academy, but this actually looks like it's pretty decent. I don't see any issues with this for a budget reel at all. I don't see this being a problem. And then last but not least, we've got a razorfish. Oh, this is freaking cool. This looks like a pretty nice knife. I'm gonna have to open this up. So being able to give this thing a closer look, overall, it's not too bad. I like the kind of the fish scales and the handle for the aluminum handles, I believe. That's a pretty cool touch. It is a flipper design. This is definitely not centered. It's definitely way off, but it's okay. We got a deep carry pocket clip. The flipper is pretty decent. We've got kind of a Warncliffe design for the blade. It's actually pretty sharp. But if you look right here, we actually have a paracord, designated paracord cutter, so we don't actually have to use the main part of our edge, which is a pretty thoughtful design. But overall, as this kind of like a backup blade, and if like when you're outdoors or you're fishing in general, this is pretty neat. Next up is the Alpha Box. Like literally, I think November was their best month. They kind of were in October, but man, this month of December and November, they came out freaking swinging it. So we have the M48 Ops bag that you guys saw in the gear only box. We've got the Rapala Knife, which is pretty freaking sweet to be able to actually do what you gotta do. Got a yo-yo fishing reel in here. Got the monofilament line, the split shot weights if I'm not mistaken. Yep. We've got the crappie baits right in here, so you're pretty good to go. We've got 4 of the Mayday water packets, which is pretty straightforward for what they give you. We have the live fishing kit, the Live and Learn, which is perfect for youngsters and beginners. We have the red onion non-GMO seeds. Like I said, I am in love with the GMO seeds because if I ever need these in a survival situation and start homesteading on my own after a collapse, I've got a whole store of these ready. Then moving on, we've got the Savory Stroganoff, which we've actually had that. That's really freaking good. And then we've got some, ooh, looks like we have some chicken noodle soup right here from Wise Company. And overall this month, like I said, for 39 bucks, this is like 80 to 100 bucks worth of stuff that's in here. Now, granted, you kind of have to love fishing, but man, like, dude, for the money and the value, this is awesome. However, that is about it for now, and these were all of the boxes for November and December, and I'm really excited to see for January the new Bravo box. I'm really stoked for that box. I'm really interested. I think if you guys really want to take your food prep seriously, that is a box you need to hop on quick, fast, and in a hurry. However, that is about it for now, and if you enjoyed the full test and review and overviews of all of the awesome survival boxes for November and December, definitely give this video a big thumbs up and share this out with your friends and family in your social media networks so we can keep growing, thriving, and making awesome videos for you guys. But that is about it for now. Hope you guys have an absolute wonderful day. I'm out.